Yes, we are live now. I think within soon. I mean, just waiting for a couple of seconds so the audience they can join with us. Just waiting for a couple of seconds. So. Good. I think they can hear us, right? So, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I mean, it's people from different parts of the world that they can watch us actually today. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special guest with us. It is Stephen Haulund. He's a communication strategist of Linnaeus University. So now we'll be starting our program today, and he will be talking about mainly about Linnaeus University and then in overall about Sweden. So Stephen, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. As Avijit said here, I'm working at Linnaeus University, and my main role is to work with recruiting international students for our international programs. So basically, that's my role at the university. So you want me to give like a brief presentation of the university, or?
Yeah. So maybe you can talk about the universities and a little bit more. So and by this time we'll get the questions and then
Sure. So Linnaeus University, we are the sixth largest university of Sweden. We have about 35,000 students. We were founded in 2010, and we are actually older, but in 2010 we became Linnaeus University as a merger between Växjö University and University College of Kalmar. So we are a very broad university, and that means that we have a little bit of everything. 2 campuses, as I said, Kalmar, Växjö, south of Sweden. The area is famous for innovation, entrepreneurship, crystal design, generally you could say. It's a very forested area, as a 50 different program, everything from computer science, business, engineering, health science, peace and development studies, international affairs, design, mathematics, and so on further. So 8 bachelor programs and about 40 master programs.
That's good. So if you could tell, I mean, so that's all right about the programs and so on.
Sure.
If you could tell us, I think people will be interested about more about scholarship programs and so on. A scholarship program about the university, in university.
Okay, scholarships. Well, we offer scholarships that give like a 75% reduction of the tuition fee. It's only for students that have made us as priority 1. It's only for autumn semester, so it's still a lot of time until we will run it. So if you are interested in scholarship, you should do an application for Linnaeus University before 15th of January, when the deadline is for the next intake, 2021. And then if you prioritize us as your first priority, you will get a link regarding how to apply for scholarship. There are also scholarships through the Swedish Institute. These scholarships you apply for directly to the Swedish Institute, and they have the same demand that you made your application in time. But obviously, since it's for every Swedish university, you don't have to apply for any certain university as priority 1. I mean, it doesn't matter which university you choose as priority 1.
So, this year actually one of our students got the scholarship at Linnaeus University. Actually, she got like a 70. So she got like a 75% of the scholarship of this year.
Right. Yeah.
If you could tell actually more about like essay scholarships or so on, maybe students could be it would be nice for them.
You mean how the application process will be, or?
No, about SI scholarship, like how does it work and so on. I mean, in general, not
In
like
general,
how they can apply. Yes.
SC scholarships, they obviously will look at your motivation letter as one aspect, and they also look at previous experience. So if you're very unexperienced, coming directly from the university, it might sometimes be tough. And also, if you are to be considered, obviously you need to have rather high GPAs. So it's not for anyone. One important aspect looked upon is that you as a student has the right expectations regarding what your studies will lead to, and that you also understand a bit about the study technique and how the life will be in Sweden in general. So it's important that you kind of put yourself in a situation where you can practice this before you do your application, I would say, so that you understand the system a bit further.
Good. Yeah, actually, like for SI scholarship this year, I think Stephen, you will be happy to know that like we have also one of the students this year who got SI scholarship, but I mean, of course, he's pro another university though, but yeah, he got SI scholarship, so that's good. I mean, so I think I will be added with Stephen that so if you want to apply for SI scholarship, in that case, you must have to have leadership skills. This is what they look for. At the same time, you must have to have 3,000 working hours. Plus, you have to have very good motivation letters and, of course, other CGPA and other working experience. If those are good, of course, you're most welcome to apply for SI scholarship. SI scholarship is good. If you get that scholarship, you don't have to pay any single pence. On the other hand, you will get your surviving cost from Swedish Institute. That is quite good actually for all of these students.
Exactly.
So if you could tell them about like how many intakes in Sweden and so on. Of course I know, but I mean for the audiences actually.
Sorry, what did you say? How
if
many?
you could talk about like intakes actually, like which intakes is mainly for the international students so that they can apply for and so on in details.
Well, the intakes is for the autumn 2021. You could say is the next big intake when it comes to programs, because the spring semester we have no program starting. So that means that the application period will open in October, and the last date to apply will be 15th of January. That's the same for all of Sweden. So all applications are done through universityadmissions.se. You search for your programs through universityadmissions.se, and then you can find what programs you feel is relevant for you, and then obviously make up your priority order and send in your application. So
Yeah.
It needs to be sent in. So all the information needed in order to make a good application is through universityadmissions.se.
Yeah, so yeah, that's true actually. Like in Sweden, most there is a September intake. If you are international students and you want to apply in Sweden, mostly it is September intake, but there is also spring intake as well. I think will you have any few courses for January intake in this year? For coming
we offer single subject courses, freestanding courses, which will only be for one semester. For example, if somebody doesn't meet the English requirements of 6.5 IELTS, we have a preparatory English starting from the spring. So you can take that that course first, and then you can study that in order to meet our basic eligibility when it comes to English. We accept students who finish that course, and then you can be admitted further for a master program after it. When it comes to other courses, we offer a little bit of everything, but my experience is that these students are mostly interested in autumn semester when we offer the program.
So, Stephen, as far as I know, like for last intake, Linnaeus University has cancelled the preparatory English course. Will they provide it for upcoming January intake, do you think?
Yes, as it looks now, it will be offered. If they decide to cancel it again, I don't think it will be a good future for the course. So my guess is that they will run it from the spring, and at least as far as I know so far.
So far it is okay.
Sure.
And beside this, I mean, how many courses could be for January intake? If you could tell us actually.
It's about maybe 100 courses, I would say, and most of them are shorter courses. So
yeah, like 30 credits courses.
Yeah, so everything from 7.5 credits up to 30 credits. And it's important that if you are to study during the spring, you need to be admitted to 30 credits.
Okay, so mostly it is like that.
Yep.
All right. So, dear audience, as you are hearing, like, so Stephen, he said that already. So they have like preparatory English course. So if you really, I mean, if you do not have IELTS 6.5, maybe IELTS 5.5, in that case, you can apply for that preparatory English course, and then you can study that one from January to June, and then later on you can join master's program at Linnaeus University. Because as Stephen also said before, like they have lots of master's program in Linnaeus University. I mean, whatever faculty it is, this is what I can tell you. Mostly, you will have something at least in Linnaeus University.
Yeah, we are Borås University, so there is a lot of offers.
Exactly, and also they will have few courses in January intake. So maybe if you are interested, then you can check. But of course, it will be open on 15th of June. So later on, we can tell you specifically which one will be coming up.
Yeah.
I think we have one of the questions here. Stick says, like, hi guys. Hi Stick, hope you are doing well. Someone said, can I also talk to you? I mean, if you have any questions, you can ask us here actually. So here is one of the questions for you, I guess, Stephen, please. Can you see the questions here?
Yes.
Send us the invoice of current situation. We got that for 2 years program.
Well, the situation is like this when it comes to the autumn. We have been taking a decision that everything will be online, and this decision has been taken just to enable all students admitted to study. So basically, it will obviously be very different from different countries, whether you could travel to Sweden or not. But in order to make it possible for everyone to come to study the program they are admitted to, everything will internationally will be offered online. Unfortunately, the board migration has decided not to accept 1-year applications for residence permit. And that means that if you are studying a 1-year program, it's not possible for you to apply for residence permit and come to Sweden during the autumn. You can come during the spring, the second part of the program, but not during the autumn. So that in that case, you have to follow everything online per semester. If you're admitted to a 2-year program, possibility to apply for a 2-year permit, and that means that you can actually also travel to Sweden and Växjö, Kalmar directly from the autumn, because the board migration has said that as far as the majority of the period you're applying for a residence permit for will be on campus, then they can issue the residence permit directly. So if applying for a 2-year residence permit, where 1 semester is distance online learning and the rest is on campus, 3 semesters, then it will be okay. So for all of you admitted to 2 years or 3 years bachelor programs, my strong advice is to apply for a 2-year residence permit.
Yeah. So that means, according to you, like the students who has gotten the admission for 2 years, so right?
Yeah, it will be okay for a 2-year program.
Yeah. So maybe like even they don't get the visa for first semester, but they will get the visa from second semester onwards.
You're talking about the 1-year program now or 2 years?
No, for 2 years. For 2 years.
2 years they will get directly. So they will get the possibility to come directly from the autumn.
Yeah, from autumn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If there is no entry ban, yeah. So it makes sense. if there is no entry ban, like I mean, if there is no problem
Exactly.
to come to the country.
Yeah, if there will be no travel restrictions. So for such a student, even if the program will be distance learning, the campus will be totally open from the autumn, because all the national programs taught in Swedish will
Yep.
will be campus teaching from the autumn. So that basically means that library, lecture halls, university buildings, everything is open. So it is a strong advice to come here as soon as possible, due to that it's easier to study distance learning if you are on campus. So I mean, even if you are going to study a program given distance learning, you can study from the autumn.
Yeah. No, it
On
makes sense. I hope. I mean, because initially, like when you made the decision, it was difficult for the students. Then, actually, like after a few days, you confirmed me that like if they apply for 2 years master's program, then they can apply for the residence permit. Now, even we are telling our students to apply for the residence permit. So, hope most of them they will get the residence permit and they can join the program. So,
Yeah,
from Linnaeus University, as I know, like most of the programs are actually for 2 years. You have very few programs just for 1 year. So
exactly.
that's the advantage for the international students. What I would say.
Yeah.
So, uh, if you have any more, like, if you could tell us about the like universities, like accommodation systems and so on, please. Maybe it would be interesting for the international students.
Yeah, as
In general.
it is generally, we have a deadline for paying, which was 15th of May, and then you can also pay until 15th of June. But deadline 15th of May is important if you are to get a housing for guarantee through the university. Considering how the situation obviously will be for the autumn now, with a lot of students not coming to Växjö and Kalmar, we will have plenty of accommodation alternatives to offer students. So if you did not follow the deadlines and you are interested in having accommodations through the university, make sure that you contact our international office and sign you up for the housing queue, because I'm pretty sure that we will have vacancies. So just email them, and then you will have a good chance of getting accommodation.
Yeah. Stephen, how about like summer program? I mean, are you not running the summer program anymore, or?
The summer academy, which we usually run summer, middle of July to middle of August, has taken a pause this year, and this is obviously
Okay.
due to the corona situation. Most likely, it will be back for next year.
Okay. So if you could tell a bit more about summer program, maybe like students could be interested. Maybe if you could tell something more about summer program.
Sure. Generally, it's a 5-week course. You study a
Yes.
7.5 credit course. You have about 10 different courses to choose among. It's a very international environment with around 300 international students from about like 40 to 50 different countries. It's very well organized, and a lot of social activities in the evenings and afternoons. It's given in Kalmar, which is very much a summer city, an old medieval city, where we have built totally new facilities for Linnaeus University. As I mentioned, it's a tourist area, which makes the city very lively, with a lot of things happening and going on all day and night around, actually. So it's a good area and a very nice environment to be in during summer. I would strongly suggest it if you want to come to Sweden and see if Sweden is the country where you want to study further on for a longer program. It's like the trial before the long movie, I would say, to get the good picture of what you are investing a bigger amount of money in.
Exactly. I mean, I would like to add with you, like for me, like it's like a something like trial up. So before you go for the main programs, like long programs, before you go, then for short time you can actually come for this program. It's like a 5 weeks program, as Stefan said. Even myself, like when I was a student of Linnaeus University, I have taken that courses. The places, it is located in Kalmar, so and beside the sea actually. It is located at very nice places actually, and like as a city, they say Kalmar is one of the best. Summer city in.
It's supposed to be it's the most sunny area in Sweden. So if you want to have sun and see a lot of lively environment during summer, then Kalmar is a good choice.
Yeah, so that's a really good place actually, like to study, because I was there actually, like myself as as a student. I really enjoyed the summer session. I really miss it. It was a long time before, like 4 years back actually, in 2016, when I did it myself.
Great to hear. Yeah, that's great to hear, I say.
Yeah, no, that's really good one. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and Kalmar is such a nice place actually. So we have one more couple of questions here. Like someone says, okay, great job, best wish. They're hearing from Malaysia. Thank you for you hearing to us. Then here is one more question, I think, for you, Stefan, please.
Sure. So if somebody cannot make it to the autumn semester due to the COVID reasons, what do I advise? Well, I advise that if you really want to take your program, then you continue it distance learning in online mode during the autumn, and then you make an application for residence permit from the spring semester. And as long as you have followed and improved your study intentions and finished enough of credits during the first semester, you have good chances of getting your residence permit from the second semester.
Yeah, because here actually I agree with Stephen that, like, if you really start the study by this autumn semester, even though you are not in Sweden, you are staying at your back in home, but it shows that you have really good intention to study. So that later on, actually, like when you will apply for your visa, then you must have very good chance. Of course we can't say like you will get it definitely, but it will increase your chances to get the residence permit in that case.
Yeah.
But Stephen, the students for like who is applying for 2 years, so for them will apply for their residence permit now, right?
Yeah, they can apply directly, and then they can be in Kalmar or Växjö and study their program from campus, but distance learning platforms.
Okay, so so you are suggesting so we can apply for their residence permit, and if everything okay, they can even come to Sweden, but not they maybe like they will be staying from distance mode, right? They will be coming in Sweden, but they will be studying at distance mode.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's good. So I think actually it will help most of the students actually, because they want to know about this and they are a bit confused. It's creating lots of confusions this year because of Corona situation. So, scholarships. Do you think like what can we the scholarship? We talked about the scholarship. We talked about programs, intakes, accommodation. Sometimes like students they ask us about like Backward City, and so on. So if you could tell them about Backward City, even like, because mostly Linnaeus University, though it has another campus in Kalmar, but most of the students when they come internationally, most of them they come in Backward. So if you could tell them more about like Backward campus, it will be nice for them.
Sure, it's a small city, about 100,000 inhabitants. So Växjö, you can say that it's in the center of the south of Sweden. about 2.5 hours by train down to Copenhagen, which is the closest international airport. It's a very green environment, surrounded by forest and lakes, basically. The word Växjö actually is like a merge between the two words lake and for lakes and roads. So it's basically the town where close to the lakes where roads meet, you could say, as a translation of the word.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the city, you have a lot of lakes, which you can run around, and you can just consider the park areas. The campus is located to the south of the city, and when saying that, one should consider that it's a very small city. So it's still like 10 minutes down to the city center, and it takes not more than that to ride your bicycle from campus to the city center. But on the campus, you will have very close access to the university environments, obviously. So it's like a 5 minutes walk from where you will stay to the university building, no matter where you stay. And this solution with the campus is actually very much unique for being in Sweden. It's one of the only campuses in Sweden, actually. So, like about 5,000 students just living within a walking distance of 5 minutes around the campus. Since the campus is of this size, you could say that about 1/5 of the students living on campus are international students. So it's a very international environment generally on campus. New built facilities, I would say that it has tripled in size basically when it comes to university buildings in the last 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's true actually. And Bangkok is a city it's a growing city. This is what I actually have seen. When we came here, like in 2015, that time there was not that. I mean, if we compare from 2015 to 2020, so now lots of things happened actually.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the city, lots of new shops and lots of new houses. I mean, lots of things. I mean, it's developing a lot actually in the last couple of years.
Yeah, due to the university, basically, you can say that it's a lot of people moving to Växjö because it drags a lot of people to Växjö. So it's one of the fastest growing cities of this size in Sweden. And as you said, a lot of construction, a lot of focus on environmental friendly construction. So that
Exactly.
means that a lot of construction are built in wooden techniques. And also in environmental friendly materials generally.
Yeah. I mean, and also the good thing is actually Beko is such a nice city. It's not only, I mean, they used to call it like it's one of the greenest city, not only in Sweden but also in Europe. So actually, however you will go here, you will see green and green and green. Actually, so actually, I'm enjoying the places actually a lot. The city is surrounded by green trees and also lakes. I think we have few more questions, Stefan. Actually, we could take it. Actually, if makes means I'm not good this in there. Uh, can you see the questions actually?
Sure. Means in term, I got visa. If it is international flights closed, then what you advise if I cannot come to Sweden in autumn? Well, I can almost for sure promise that sometimes during the autumn we'll be able to travel to Sweden. And it's actually, I think that a lot of the international flights will now stage by stage open up. For example, Copenhagen, which is the closest international airport, they are more and more opening up their society, and it's actually no problem to travel from Denmark to Sweden. It's more problematic traveling the other way because they still have some traveling restriction. But due to that, Copenhagen is the kind of airport where you will fly into Sweden. This is no problem traveling, I think. The problem would rather be what kind of restrictions there will be from Bangladesh or what country you are traveling from. So there might be different kind of restrictions. But that's why we are giving everything distance learning. So no matter if you will have a problem coming to Sweden or not, you can still follow your program. And when it's possible and safe for you to travel, then you travel.
Yeah. Also, we have almost similar question next one. She's actually one of our students, the Shanjida. Maybe you cannot see her name, but I know like the person who has asked the question. She's one of our students, and she got the admission for international affairs actually. So, and so this is her concern actually. So therefore, she has asked you the question, please. So if you could reply her.
Well, sure. It's what the same answer I've been saying here now for a while. The autumn semester will be distance learning. If you want to study it from campus, distance learning, it's possible if it's a 2-year program, which it is. So you can apply for a 2-year residence permit. When you are ready to study and travel to Sweden, you travel. If you want to follow with distance learning, you follow with distance learning, and then you might not have to go to Sweden until from the spring. But you're able, and it's possible as long as you get your residence permit to come even for the autumn. The Board of Migration has said as soon as a student meet all the regulations regarding coverage for living cost and everything else, also it's possible to come even from the autumn.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically, actually, there will not be that much problem. I mean, if they, if Board of Migration allow them, I mean, grant their residence permit, so they can either they can come to Sweden and they can start joining over the distance mode, or even they can come later on.
Yeah.
So it's totally up to them. Even then, they will have a choice.
Exactly.
And then mainly like the point will be like mainly they will be joining from campus life, like from January intake.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's optional basically.
Exactly. So it's a, in a way actually it's a good thing for the students. This is what I believe.
Sorry?
So I believe like as Linnaeus University, most of the programs are offering for 2 years. So in a way, it's a good option for international students.
Yeah, there is flexibility in this, I would say.
Exactly, you know, like even if there is some problems or whatever it is, you know, because the situation is unknown. None of us will know the facts, what will happen. So even they have more flexibility in that case.
Exactly.
Okay. There is a one more question for you. Like 60 credit course will get C number. I think she's talking about coordination number or like personal number actually.
Well, that you will find in your student account through universityadmissions.se. So if you just log in there, you will see, and also on the notification of selection result.
Yeah, actually, that this.
Okay, then I understand. Yeah. No, you will not get the personal identity number if you study a 1-year program, because you need to have a residence permit that proves that you are to be in Sweden more than a year.
Yeah.
So
but actually, it's not really. But I'm sorry, but I don't know like why students are looking for this one that much, because it's not really matter actually. Like one, they really want to study, then actually these things will not really stop them. They can come and they can get other facilities and they can carry on their study. That will not be really big deal actually if they really want to study. It doesn't matter like what I'm trying to say, Stephen, like if even students come for 1-year program, actually it's not really problem for them whether they get this personal number or not, because most of the things they can do even. That's not really big deal.
Sure. And still, it's a rather unrelevant question right now, since nobody is
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right now we are talking about the programs and then universities. We are not talking about that actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
Stephen, I mean, if you could tell, I mean, about like a bit more about tuition fees. How does it work in? I mean, what's the tuition fees ratio in Linnaeus University?
Sorry.
If you could tell a bit more about tuition fees, I mean, what's the tuition fees range at Linnaeus University, please?
Sure. At the moment, the tuition fees are between 85,000 to 260,000 Swedish crowns. Actually, from the autumn 2021, we will hire the tuition fees. So that
Okay.
will be from 110 to 270,000 Swedish crowns.
Excuse me, how much will it be that time?
110 for business, social science, and about 155, I think, for engineering and technology.
So that means it will be really, really, I mean, high actually in that case.
Well, it will not be much higher than a lot of other universities. It's just that we have not hired the tuition fees since 3 years. And
Yeah, I understand.
the situation is, actually, I think it's 4 years. We get more paid for every student every year when it comes to from the government. So we have to adjust our tuition fees to make sure that it's have the same level.
Understand. So even based on that, I mean, I will tell the students, like, even if still you are thinking, okay, shall I go for this year or next year? So based on even these comments, I will request you. I mean, if you have chance, please apply for this year, because in next year, I mean, that even tuition fees could be higher in that case, and day by day the competition level is increasing. So even you never know, like, even if you got the admission in this year, so you don't know whether you will get the admission and next year. There is no guarantee, because the competition level is always growing up and up.
Yep.
So in that case, I'll suggest you, I mean, of course, it's up to you, I mean, whether you take the suggestion or not, but I will suggest you, I mean, if you got the admission, please pay the tuition fees and apply for the residence permit. It will be good for you in that case, because next year you don't know whether you get the admission, or on the other hand, the tuition fees will be higher. So it will cost you more money actually.
Exactly.
In that case, right? So let's see, so for Stephen, for January intake, do you think, like, so students definitely from January intake, I mean, they can come for, I mean, campus life? Can they come in campus life from January intake? That's mostly
Most probably. I mean, obviously, it's hard to answer this, but as it looks now, I see no problem with that, as long as the pandemic corona situation doesn't really go in a very different direction.
So you think, okay, so most, I mean, from January, definitely students can join from campus life.
As it looks now, yes.
And okay. But for this autumn, even how about for local students, like the students, those are already in Sweden? Because I know, like, some of the students, those are staying in Sweden, they are also following us. How about them actually?
So I missed a bit now what you said.
Like, the students who is already studying in Linnaeus University for first year, will they carry on distance learning as well for this coming autumn?
It's only for the newly admitted students. So programs that are in the second year will be on campus.
So we got here one more question here. Please.
Same question that we have answered before, but yes, it's still the same. I mean, autumn semester will be distance learning, but it will be no problem if you apply for a 2-year residence permit. You cannot apply for a 1-year residence permit, because that would mean that 50/50 will be on campus and distance, and that the Board of Migration does not accept. The majority of the period you're applying for will have to be on campus. So if you apply for a 2-year residence permit, then it will be okay, because then the majority, 75% of the studies will be on campus. So apply for a 2-year residence permit, and you should be safe regarding this particular rule.
Actually, the girl, who has asked this question, I can see her name actually. She's one of our, she got the scholarship actually for Linnaeus University.
And that's great to hear.
Yeah, she got 75% scholarship for, for the post-colonial programs actually.
Yeah, so it's important that you can prove your living cost then for 2 years.
Yeah. So they are planning actually. So hope soon, they will apply for their residence permit. We are actually helping them. So we got one more questions from here actually. Like Stefan, could you see another question here, please?
Yes. Can I pay my tuition fees for next year? I cannot travel to Sweden, as in India, no indication to open the international flight, and I want to study in campus. This is a bit of a risk taking, I would say, because if you pay and you don't ask for your money back this year, for example, they are locked to our program. And if you by any chance would not have the possibility of getting a residence permit next year, you will not get your tuition fees back. So I would not pay your tuition fees this year. So I would apply again next year and hope for a new admission instead.
Yeah.
You can always apply for a deferment, and the admission office will look at it case by case. You could motivate it by that you will not be able to travel to Sweden, and you will not be able to study distance, or you don't want to study distance, and see what they say. But I cannot assure that they will give a deferment. But I'm sure you can always take your chance by it.
Okay. So we have one more question here actually.
I have completed my BBA in 2016 and MBA in 2019, management majors. Now I want to do another master in international business. Is it possible with the gap? Yes. No problem with gaps in Sweden. So if you want to study in Sweden, we think that it's good that you have been doing something else. So no problem.
Yeah. But the thing is, what we will have to tell them, because I think the students who has asked these questions, he's from Bangladesh. This is what I can guess. So just to let you know, if you can hear us, you need IELTS 6.5 mandatory. Because from this year, no more Bangladeshi students are allowed to study in Sweden with MOI. That medium of instruction. I know. The fact is, Stefan, I'm telling, because still some of these students, they know. Okay, from previous years, my friends has gone to Sweden with MOI, with medium of instruction certificate. So why can't I go? So just to make sure the rules has been changed. So you need IELTS 6.5. Then the study gap, that's not a matter. As long as you can prove at migration that you are really want to study in Sweden, you have your study purpose, then that will be absolutely okay. That's no problem. But you need your IELTS score.
Correct.
So we have one more questions here actually. Stephen, please.
All students got email about denied accommodation. Yeah, this was a mistake done by the international office because they were unsure about the rule from the board of migration regarding this 2-year residence permit. Now that this has been cleared out, they will send a new email to all students. So don't worry, you will get accommodation through the university if you meet all the requirements. And if you don't have paid everything in time and meet all the requirements, send an email and place yourself in the housing queue, because most likely we will have plenty of available accommodation for the autumn.
Yeah, and I will add with you, I will say this year, students will have very good chance to get the accommodation, because as like in Linnaeus University, there are place for lots of international students, especially for accommodation. So and in this year, as we can assume, actually not all of the international students will be traveling. So especially those who will be traveling, from my side, actually, I think they have very good chance to get the accommodation. because it will be less competition in this year. Because
Yes.
of course there will be less students due to corona effects.
Yeah.
So I think it will help them actually. Do you think programs, scholarship accommodations, tuition fees we talked about, and also like about the department and like sometimes like if we hear actually like if students don't come this year, can they defer it for next year?
Based on the fact of the corona situation only, no. But you can always explain yourself and see what the admissions office say.
Okay, okay. So actually, it will depend on like a situation, right?
Exactly.
It's not guaranteed. Like
No.
they can. We have one more questions here actually. Shahid Shubo is asking.
I have completed my bachelor in computer science in 2005 and master's in business information systems in 2011. Now I apply for another master in business process and supply chain management in LNU? No, not with that background. You are welcome to apply for other masters, but with that background you don't meet the requirements for this particular master because this particular master demand that you have a bachelor in business and then either a specialization in logistics or accounting. So it's not possible for this master, but you're most welcome with the application to another master.
Yeah, I think for him, like mostly like if he look for like IT related program, that will suit him actually in that case.
Exactly.
Because so Shubho, actually just to let you know, because if you really want to study in Sweden, I know like I studied here. Mostly here they look for you have to have at least 90 credits of your bachelor in same type of study. So as you are coming from IT background, now you want to go for supply chain management. That's under business administration. So in that case actually you cannot go for that program. You have to stick with something IT related program. Unfortunately you cannot go for business. I'm sorry, I mean we are sorry, actually there's nothing we can do for you.
Exactly.
um, Mohammad Farooq, he actually has given you thank you. He said your information is always valuable. I attended the last webinar where you mentioned this, was waiting for accommodation correction email. So yeah,
So am I. And I know that they will be sending it out in the coming days.
so hope they will get the email very soon actually from the university.
Yeah.
Actually lots of things are going on in this year actually, like all of us we are working, we don't know what will happen. And so actually it's making our job actually bit more difficult actually, because I mean we are not, I mean we are in such a situation, sometimes we cannot take the decision directly, so we are just waiting and waiting. So I mean therefore like this year some of the things is taking bit more time. So but I will tell you like so please be patient and wait. Hope soon you will get the emails from the university in that case.
Exactly.
I think lots of students has current issues and so on. So we got another question here.
Can I apply without IELTS? No. We still demand IELTS for everybody from Bangladesh, depending a bit on which country you're from, but generally, no.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I have seen actually like where this student is from. I think, and I could recognize him. So, Adol Chaudhary, just to let you know, because I know this guy from a long time actually, he always asks same questions actually. So, please, just to let you know, please sit for the IELTS, then come and ask us the questions. Because I mean, if you don't do the IELTS, actually, we cannot help you. And just to let you know one more thing, I mean, if you don't sit for the IELTS, if you're not good in English, how will you study in Sweden? Tell me. So I
Exactly.
mean, nothing is easy, you know. If you don't sit for the IELTS, then you cannot complete your study here. So it's always good if you sit for the IELTS, and then even as Stephen has mentioned it earlier, like they have scholarship programs and so on. So in that case, if you have very good profile, you can apply for scholarships. You can get the advantage of it. But if you don't have IELTS, even like forget about the scholarship. In that case, you cannot get the admission. So please sit for that. I mean, sit for the IELTS. It's always good. I mean, it's for you actually, and it's also help the students to get the residence permit, Stephen.
Yep.
Because
So
as I deal with residence permit mostly, so I know like sometimes, even though sometimes like students get the admission, but if they're not really good in English, they cannot get the residence permit.
yeah, yeah. So it's strongly
Because
advised, and
I
it's
guess
also
the
easier to
speed
get the
of
scholarship.
hmm?
And it's also easier to get the scholarship, for example, if you are proving your English ability. Because even if you would be exempted of English through some other rule, it's
Yeah,
not for sure that we would never given a scholarship to somebody who is exempted if it's not proven some other way that it's a strong English. So
exactly.
everything else gets easier. It gets easier.
And even like migration agencies, they don't. I mean, they don't allow them to get the residence permit actually. And in that case, they're right. You know, if you cannot speak with them, how will you expect that like you will come in Sweden and you will finish your study? You cannot. So, so please sit for the IELTS. It's always good. I mean, don't be scared. If you really want to study, then you should have to do it. There is no other option.
Yeah.
We got few more questions here, please.
Sure. We have another 5 minutes here, so let's see. I want to know if there any problem if the degree is not point based. I'm not sure how they mean with point based.
Okay, I think the lady is asking. I mean, the person. I cannot see the name. So the person is asked like in Bangladesh, like we have like a division based. You know, first division, second division.
Yeah.
Also, in some of the programs, they have like a CGPA. So I think Stephen, I can tell them these answers. I mean, there will not be problem actually, even
Yeah.
if it is the division. Maybe you can add with that, right?
Sure. It's okay. Well, as long as it's a 4-year degree and it's
Exactly.
accredited, recognized in your home country, then we'll be okay.
Exactly. We'll go for next question. Sheikh Junaid, will Linnaeus University take decision for campus study?
No, there will be no change regarding the autumn. The autumn for international students newly admitted will be distance learning. For all other students, campus. And then from the spring, it will be on campus for everyone as it looks now.
Another question. My honors result is in class system. Can I eligible to apply with this result? I think it's almost same question like what we answered previously. Stephen?
Exactly.
So just to let you know, as Stephen, he's agreed with me. Like, so it doesn't matter whether it is like class system or it is CP system, because based on the fact different countries has different kind of grading system. So that will not be the problem. Like when you will apply in Sweden, I mean, there's university admissions, job. They will bring the things together. They
Yep.
will decide, I mean, who to give which point. So no worries about that. It's their job. So as long as you have 4 years degree, you can apply. But of course, you need IELTS. I mean, if you apply from Bangladesh in general.
Correct.
We have another questions here. Like so, actually, it's like saying thank you to you for your valuable feedback. So we have another questions. Can I apply for January 2021 intake now? Stephen?
You can apply now for the spring 2020. No, sorry, my brain here. I have to. Yes, you can apply rather soon, at least, for the spring intake. I think we will open in the coming days, actually, for the spring 2021. Last day to apply is 15th of August. And it's only courses, freestanding shorter courses given.
Okay, so we have one more questions here. Like, I have passed honors in 2015. Can I apply with 5 years job experience as an accountant, or is too late?
It's okay. You're welcome to apply.
Yeah. I think the students is repeating what he said. Sir, please read my questions carefully. I'm not asking you to study without IELTS. I'm just seeking to know whether I can apply now without IELTS, and when the exam will held, and I'll give my exam. Because of the pandemic situation, I can't sit for IELTS. So I just want to clear about the facts. So IELTS exam.
Sure. Do your application, and then as soon as you have your IELTS exam and your result, just upload it and support your application with it.
Yeah. So as I will add with this, Stephen, in that case, like, of course, you can apply now, but later on you have to provide your IELTS certificate. Without providing your IELTS certificate, actually, you will not get the admission. That's the matter. Of course, you can apply, you can proceed on with your application, but without IELTS result, you cannot get the admission. Right?
Correct.
January 2020 intake now. Yes, we said yes to them. I admitted in 2 years master's program, so can I apply for residence permit?
Yes, you can apply for a two-year residence permit, and then it will be okay.
Another question: can I apply with my spouse?
Yes.
Yes, you can. No problem. Even if you have kids, you can bring them. No problem. What do you mean pre-standing short courses, Stephen?
I mean, 1 semester courses. So it's only for 1 semester because we have no program starting. So if you want to take some kind of diploma courses, you can do that during 1 semester, or whether you want to study something of interest, you do that also for 1 semester, or maybe you want to build up your English with the preparatory English, then you do that.
The next one, I want to apply for masters, and I completed my masters from UK.
Sure. If you've done so, then you will not need to take an IELTS. So make sure to apply, and we accept obviously masters from UK also, and then we give exemptions regarding English also.
Yeah. So yes, you can apply then, as Stephen said. So great, thank you. I have IELTS 6.5. Can I eligible for getting waiver?
You can never say like that because it's always in a consideration and competition with everybody else applying for a scholarship. So it's a hard competition for scholarships, but sure, there is always a chance.
Yeah, but you have to, provide like a motivation letter, and as long as other things is okay, and also they look for CGPA. So based on everything, like if you are eligible, definitely then there is a chance. You can go ahead for that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. After completing my graduation, can you give me work permit?
If you find a job, yes, you can get a work permit. You need to have earn a certain wage in order to get it. When you have finished a program in Sweden and get a diploma, you can also a degree diploma, then you are able to apply for a residence permit based on searching for a job, and you will get it for 1 year when you get your degree diploma. So you have 1 year to find a job, and if you find a good enough job, you can have a residence permit, for a work permit, and then you can stay in Sweden.
Yep. So Thank you, both of you. What's the next intake? And I have an issue. Can I credit transfer to Sweden? Currently, I'm studying in Chinese university. I'm in now my second semester. Stephen, if you could answer this question, please.
Sure, it's possible. What you need to do is to apply for the program you're interested in. And then when you have done so, you can take contact with our admissions office and ask them to lead and direct you towards which study counselor that needs to look into whether you can accredit part of your previous program. So, for example, if you're studying computer science, then you apply for our Bachelor in Computer Science. When you are in the process of meeting the entry requirements, I think that the study counselors at the particular faculty would be ready to look at your accreditation and your transfer. But still, you will be admitted to the program as a new admitted student, but then part by part you can accredit. So maybe, for example, if you have studied 2 years, you will most probably be able to skip at least the first year.
Yeah. So there is a chance, right?
Yes.
That's good. We need to show 20 months expense for 2 years residence permit, Stephen.
Yes. Maybe even 21, actually.
No, I think even I will tell you like 22 months. To be safe. So because it start from August to June, so better like if you apply for keep money for 22 months, that would be good for you. I mean, if you want to apply for 2 years master's program.
Actually, we need to wrap this up now because I have to leave.
Yeah, sure. So so we are not gonna take then no more questions, right? I think we got lots of questions. We tried our best to give all of them answers. So thank you, Stephen, for joining me today here. So before if you have final comments to the audiences, please.
Thanks a lot for watching this, and it's great to hear that so many of you have relevant questions for regarding your studies, future studies in Sweden and Linnaeus University. Obviously, we look forward to any kind of questions also after this webinar. So if you have questions, feel free to contact either me or you send an email to study@lnu.se, and we will help with your questions also. Either you can also contact, obviously, Avijit directly. Thanks a lot, and looking forward to meeting you in both Växjö and Kalmar.
Yep. So, dear audience, actually, so we are end of the program today. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We had Stephen Hoglund from Linnaeus University, who has given you all of the answers, whatever you asked him. So, in next week we will come back with another seminar. We just keep following our Facebook pages. We will let you know actually which seminars we will be having in next week, and definitely I will let you know like we are coming back with another university maybe. So keep following our Facebook pages, and if you have any questions you can ask Stephen, as he said. Also, like if you have any questions you can ask JRK International Education Consultants. On the screen you have our phone number, you have our email address, so feel free to ask us. So finally I will say thank you to Stephen. I know you are always busy, so thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and coming here today. So take care and have a good day. Stephen,
thank you.
Have a good day.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye. So, dear audiences, soon will be there will be application. We'll be taking the application for January intake 2021 for for Sweden. It will be started officially from 15th of June. So if you are interested to apply in Sweden or also in Linnaeus University, because we said Linnaeus University, we are also working for 6 more universities in Sweden. We are partner universities of them. So if you have any queries, feel free to ask us. On the screen you have our details. So please please feel free to ask us. Also, if you like the videos, feel free to share the videos so that other people, they can know about us, know about Sweden, and I believe it will help them in their future. Thank you so much everyone for watching us today. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.